Good evening and welcome to eNews. I'm Shahan Ramkisoon. It's great to have you with us. Our top stories tonight.
And I accordingly declare the Honorable Cyril Ramaphosa duly elected President of the Republic of South Africa.
As Cyril Ramaphosa is elected in the National Assembly, the ANC's Deputy President and Nomvula Mokonyane pull out of Parliament. Premiers in all 9 provinces were sworn in today with a nail-biting vote in Gauteng. And outrage as a self-proclaimed Polokwane pastor feeds his congregants dog meat. Our top story, Parliament officially elected Cyril Ramaphosa as President of the country. Ramaphosa addressed the newly sworn-in MPs today. He's promising to serve the people of South Africa to the best of his ability.
It is a responsibility that I intend to discharge with the greatest of care, but also to the best of my ability. It is a responsibility that I undertake mindful of the needs, the aspirations, the hopes, and the expectations of the people of South Africa. In this regard, I will seek to act and be the president of all South Africans, and not just the president of those who voted for the party that I lead, and also those who voted for parties that are here.
Opposition leaders congratulated Ramaphosa but have urged him to put the interests of South Africans first.
This election takes place at a time when 10 million of our people are unemployed. It takes place at a time where our citizens are feeling unsafe. It takes place at a time where our young people need to get through school. You, sir, have been entrusted with the great privilege of leading our nation at such a time as this. I want to say from our party and from me personally, I wish you great success. Amorena agoboloke. And I wish to say to you that when the decisions that you take are for the interests of our nations and for the people of this country, we will be the first ones to support you.
We're warning you, President. We have not elected the Ruperts yet. We have not elected the Oppenheimers. Listen to the collective wisdom of people you are elected with, not white monopoly capital. It will not be here to defend you. Once you listen to white monopoly capital, you must know that you are likely not to finish your term.
Will South Africa be getting a new deputy president? The country's second in command was not sworn in as an MP today. The ANC says David Mabuza is opting to meet with the party's Integrity Commission before considering his political future. Samkelo Maseko reports.
We have accepted and agreed to the request of the deputy president of the ANC to postpone his swearing in today in the 22nd.
David Mabuza's political future is in limbo. The deputy president didn't register as an MP alongside President-elect Cyril Ramaphosa on Tuesday. From his position in the National Assembly gallery, Mabuza had to watch his colleagues being sworn in. Calls have been mounting for the country to have a woman deputy president. And when it comes to the position, the ANC's head of presidency dropped this hint.
We don't think that must be linked to a position of a deputy president, because a position of a deputy president and a deputy president of the ANC, two separate positions. The fact that he's the deputy president of the ANC is not a guarantee or guarantor of a position of the deputy president of the Republic.
The man dubbed the Cat will this weekend meet with the party's Integrity Commission to thrash out why it recommended that he not form part of the party's MPs and cabinet. Over the years, Mabuza has accused of wrongdoing in Mpumalanga and political killings. Till date, no charge has been laid against him. Ramaphosa has applauded Mabuza's decision to put the ANC first. The president-elect must now consider who will be second in command for the country's 6th administration. Samkele Masego, Cape Town.
New premiers have been elected in all 9 provinces. David Makura will continue to lead Gauteng. The DA's Alan Winde was elected in the Western Cape. Sihle Zikalala was nominated unopposed as KwaZulu-Natal's premier. In Mpumalanga, Refilwe Mtsweni got the nod and Sisi Ntombela in the Free State. Zamani Saul takes on the hot seat in the Northern Cape. In the Eastern Cape, Oscar Mabuyane took the premiership despite opposition from the EFF, and Stanley Matabata continues his long stint as Limpopo Premier. The ANC's Job Mahoro rounds off the list in the Northwest. The underground sit-in at the China African Precious Metal Company in the Northwest is over. 69 miners have agreed to the new offer and have resurfaced. The workers have accepted an 8% pay increase as well as a 900 Rand living allowance. This offer is just over half of the increase they initially asked for. Workers claimed the mine owners were exploiting them. Bullying is being blamed for the death of a primary school boy in Costa in the Northwest. The 9-year-old was allegedly pushed down a staircase by a 17-year-old boy. His family is now demanding answers from the Provincial Education Department. Zikona Chona spoke to them.
On Friday, the 10th of May, when Cyril Ramaphosa arrived home from school, his grandmother noticed something was wrong.
Then mama o mo reketse panado gore ana a ba sa bue. Saturday ra mmotsa re bona leto la gale sa gate sentle ke mmotsa gore leto le tsegile a gana gore go bua.
When the boy finally spoke up, he said he had been pushed down a set of stairs at school, and once he had fallen, he'd been kicked. When the family reported the incident to the school, they were told to take the boy to hospital. There, he allegedly didn't receive proper treatment. Days later, things took a turn for the worse when the child lost the ability to move his legs. His parents were told he'd be paralyzed from the waist down. And then, on the same day, the unimaginable happened. Cyril took his last breath.
Then ga stopa go hem ke ga ile ngwana upa ka nthareng ke mo shebelle ke stopa tlo tla le batho ke nang le bone ke mo shebelle gore motho ga sa hema ke na boneng ga ne mo go.
The suspect is in police custody. He appeared in the Costa Magistrates Court on Monday and is facing a murder charge. But the family still want the school and the hospital to be taken to task, saying if it had money, it would take legal action. Zikona Chona, Costa in the Northwest.
From eating grass to snakes and now dogs. It seems South Africa's controversial churches have a varied menu for believers. A self-proclaimed pastor from the Ambassadors of Christ Gospel Ministries Church in Polokwane has been heavily criticized. It follows a social media post of congregants eating what is said to be dog meat. It was served to congregants during Holy Communion. The move is being slammed on social media, but the pastor says he was led by God.
Jesus said we should do this in his remembrance. So as other churches do it Holy Communion, so we do this in his remembrance, and we believe that by partaking in the Holy Communion, we receive life in abundance, because it is the body and the blood of Christ himself.
Shocking, isn't it? Well, coming up on eNews, how much longer will she last? British Prime Minister Theresa May faces another cabinet revolt over her new Brexit deal. Andrew Pua will tell us how the markets are doing.
That's right, Shahan. So the rand was slightly stronger against the US dollar this afternoon after some ANC politicians asked to be removed from the ANC's MP list.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Let's see how the business sector performed today. Andrew Pua is back. So AngloGold Ashanti may have to change its home base. Why?
Absolutely, Shahan. So AngloGold Ashanti has cited that it will be divesting from South Africa, selling its remaining gold mine in Boneng, which is about 4 kilometers deep, the deepest mine in the world. And it cited two big issues here: the increasing power, the increasing cost of power, rather, as well as uncertainty around policy and legislation, making it really really difficult for miners to operate. So if you can just imagine, there have been 3,000 policy changes in the last few years. Miners don't know if they're coming or going. So AngloGold Ashanti, after over 20 years of mining in here and being about 40% a contributor to GDP, is buying out and is saying thanks, but not anymore, Shahan. So it leaves a little bit of uncertainty around the people that work at AngloGold, of 6,000 miners here whose jobs are uncertain depending on who will be buying the mine. So we've got the likes of Sibanye, Stillwater, Harmony Gold that might buy the mine. But because the mine is so deep, going down into the mine is just too expensive. So it may just be left destitute, and maybe a mine that may be decommissioned. So we'll see what happens there. The stock price didn't move too much today, but we are seeing that the investors of AngloGold are happy, particularly because the CEO of the company is saying they are finding that there are more profitable investments outside of South Africa.
Yeah, I was going to say they probably milked the mine for all it's worth, and now they're going away and blaming it on high costs, whatever. Anyway, how are the market's doing?
So Shahan, the JSE rather did rather well today, so it pushed higher, and this was led by the banks as a positive local and political economic news contributed positively. We did see there that food and drug retailers gained 1.5%, while the banks were 1.2% higher. If we take a look at your commodities, the Brent crude oil price fell sharply today. That's good news for the petrol price if it stays that way. The sharp decline came as data showed that the US had healthy oil supplies. If we take a look at the local unit now, so the rand did firm a little earlier after a number of ANC officials reportedly declined to be deployed to state positions until they are cleared of allegations of impropriety against them. And notably, we're talking here about Deputy President David Mabuza. Economic news was also good. We saw inflation coming out today, slowing to 4.4% year on year in April, Shahan.
All right, thanks so much for that, Rupiah. Appreciate it. News from further afield now. British Prime Minister Theresa May's final Brexit tactic is in tatters. Her offer of a vote on a second referendum, as well as a closer trading arrangements, failed to win over opposition lawmakers and many in her own party. Nearly 3 years since Britain voted to leave the European Union, May is trying one last time to get her divorce deal approved by Parliament before her premiership ends. And a stolen motorhome has hit two cars and then crashed in a high-speed police chase near Los Angeles. Aerial footage shows the motorhome with severe damage even before it collided with a car at an intersection. Despite the accident, the driver didn't stop and eventually hit another car, injuring a man. A female suspect has been arrested after she fled the scene on foot with her dog. After the break, we go live to the Weather Centre in Cape Town for Louis Fernandez. And then, Jeffrey, prepare for this, right? The Vorshow in Parliament. The EFF leader Julius Malema celebrates in style as he's sworn in as an MP in the National Assembly. Welcome back. Let's see how the weather's doing now. Louis Fernandez is in Cape Town. Hey, Louis.
Good evening, Shahan. Not that much happening over South Africa at the moment, but we are seeing a few changes in the next few days. But let's take a closer look at what happens overnight and into tomorrow. We're looking at another cold night for the southern parts, so a frosty morning for some areas, especially on the high ground of the Cape provinces. And then heading into tomorrow afternoon, we're going to see quite a lot of cloud extending onto the high veld, and there is a possibility that we could have a few small patchy showers for some areas in the northwest, as well as the Free State and some of the surrounding areas. And while that starts to clear out toward evening, it becomes cloudy in the far east for KZN as well as parts of Mpumalanga. But here's a look at your city forecast. In the Northern Cape, it is going to be a dry day, although partly cloudy for some areas. And take a look at those minimum temperatures for Calvinia and Sutherland, a very frosty morning for those areas. Into the Western Cape, it's going to be a mild and dry afternoon. Temperatures getting to around the 20-degree mark. And we're going to see fairly similar conditions for the Eastern Cape, with a 21-degree high for Somerset East and 20 for Port Elizabeth. Closer to the Drakensberg, surrounding the areas around Lesotho, a small chance of a few showers. Similar for the western parts of KwaZulu-Natal, including Ladysmith, a warmer day for this province. And we are also going to see higher temperatures into Mpumalanga, with a maximum of 22 degrees in Ermelo. A lovely warm autumn day into Limpopo, that is, 28 for Thohoyandou and Tsanin. And we're going to have some warm weather once again in the northwest. Lots of cloud over this province, and for this area there is that small chance of a few showers a bit later on in the day. Similar for the Free State, so regardless of where you are in this province, there is a small chance of a few drops of rain. But for Gauteng, although you're going to have some cloud cover, we're not seeing any rain over the area just yet. And that is going to change as we head into Friday. Take a look at the forecast. A few showers and thunderstorms expected onto the Highvelds, including parts of Mpumalanga and some of the surrounding areas, while in the south it's going to be sunny as well as mild to warm. And then while for the start of your weekend, we're going to see lots of sunshine in the south, it stays partly cloudy in the north. And for this area, there will still be a very small chance of a few showers. We'll keep you updated over the next few days for those conditions. But for the presidential inauguration, we can't for 100% say at this stage that it will be a dry day. That's all from the Weather Centre. Shahan, it's back to you.
All right, thanks so much for that, Louis. Appreciate it. And finally, EFF MPs have shown their willingness to put their knees on the line for South Africans. Led by Julius Malema, the Red Berets threw down multiple vouchers before entering Parliament for the swearing-in ceremony. Now, the party continued to get down while in the National Assembly.
Thank you.
And of course, a few more vouchers while on their way to complete their ceremonial induction process. The EFF secured a total of 44 seats in the National Assembly. That's nearly double the number of seats they obtained in the 2014 general election. You should see me do the voucher. Oh, I don't want to see it. All right, here's a reminder of our top stories before we go.
And I accordingly declare the Honorable Cyril Ramaphosa duly elected President of the Republic of South Africa.
As Cyril Ramaphosa is elected in the National Assembly, the ANC's Deputy President and Nombula Mokonyane pull out of Parliament. Premiers in all 9 provinces were sworn in today with a nail-biting vote in Gauteng. And here's a disturbing story. Outrage as a self-proclaimed Polokwane pastor feeds his congregants dog meat. Well, from me, Shahan Ramkisoon, and the rest of the team at eNews, take care and thanks for watching.